Okay, here's what you're gonna do for your eggs. Once they mate, hopefully in a couple of days, then they'll lay eggs underneath the nightshade plants, like the pepper plant or whatever you're gonna put in there. You're gonna flip over the leaf, look on the bottom, and you're gonna take something soft, not your finger, but something soft like a, I don't know, a soft, like a toothpick, and just take the toothpick, not like that, but like just kind of flick it off. Or if you have a to-go thing of silverware, like the plasticware, you could take the knife, not the edge which you cut, or a fork on the side of the prong and just scrape gently. You're gonna scrape it off, you're gonna put it in this container. It's a 1 pound deli container. My dogs eat raw meat and I have it shipped in from Detroit, or excuse me, not Detroit, but northern Michigan. And so they sent it to me in this. And I get these 1 pound containers. It's already been through the washer, so you're good, it's clean. And so I've already got a lid and I poked a hole in it. So what you're going to do is, again, you're gonna gently scrape off the bottom of the leaf. You're gonna scrape them off in there, get them in there. And then there's a ridge here, if you can see the ridge between here and here. Let this be dry. Just put them in like this. Put the eggs inside this little groove that goes all the way around. Okay, don't put them here. Put them in the ridge. You'll see it when I show you, when I meet you later. You'll see like there's a 1/4 inch of a dip. So the eggs go inside the ring, okay? And then you're gonna take a piece of paper towel. I just cut these up. Round or square, doesn't matter. Here's what you don't want. Don't want it so big that it's like this and it's up against the side. Don't do that, because these things are going to be almost microscopic when they hatch. And if you do this, you're not going to pay attention. They're going to get up underneath there, and guess what? You're going to throw them away because you don't know what you're looking at, because you're not going to see them. So you want this to be like this. See how there's space here, 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 and here. Don't let this paper towel touch inside that groove. If you don't like square, take a round one. This needs to be trimmed a little so it's coming off of there and there. See how much space is here and here? You want that around all sides. See, this needs to be trimmed. You need to be able to see around all sides. This sits on this little platform circle right here. The reason why you don't want this touching this and you want your eggs in here is because you will never, never, never put water or mist or do anything to your eggs in here. This must remain dry. Do not put anything here but eggs. The eggs will do just fine sitting on plastic. It's not gonna hurt them. This is what you want in here. I like this better. You will need to put no more than, say, 2 or 3, 4 drops of water in the center right here. So when it expands, it's just going to stay inside here. You put too much in here and it rolls off, it will drown your eggs. Water will go through the soft gel-like shell of your eggs. It's porous. It will absorb water. So you don't want to put more than 2 or 3 drops of water and just see how wide it expands. If it goes anywhere near the edges, take that damn thing out. You put another one in, and if you put 4 drops in, then put 2. And then you're going to quickly put this lid back on after you make sure you've watched it spread and it's not leaking off. If it leaks off, you're screwed. You're going to have to get that water out of there. Just don't make that mistake. And the way to not make that mistake is to get like a little pipette and just drop a couple water bits. Don't take a bottle of water and think you're going to eyeball it enough to get in there. That ain't going to work. If I'm going to look around, see if I got a couple pipettes so you can just, or eyedropper, and just drop a couple drops of water. That's it. Make sure it doesn't spread. If it spread, quickly pull that damn thing out, which is another reason why you don't want eggs here. You just want it in here. So if you make a mess, you can yank that out and all the eggs are there. They're not on here, okay? So after you confirm it's not, the water's not, you know, coming out to the sides, you just want to quickly put that back on. You got that little slit, and I got you a second one right here. So you're good. It's just marks from oh Christ, what do you call it? My butter knife. I cut it and force. Anyway, it's not cut. There's no leak. It's just a mark. It's no big deal. This is the same thing. I'm giving you 2 because I don't know how many eggs you're gonna make. You might make 12 or 15 at a time. You might make like 70 or 80. I don't know. You don't want them stacking on top of each other. You want them to lay flat. They can touch on the sides. That's okay. But you don't want them stacked because that pressure is going to put too much weight and you're going to stress the eggs. So just one layer only. Don't stack the eggs. So it's the same thing. So I'm going to give you both of these. Oh, wait. God, I need 3 hands. So I'm just going to put all those pieces of paper. Cut you out a couple, and this is just paper towels. Don't use toilet paper. Don't use napkins from a grocery store because it rips the second it gets wet. Use a nice quality piece of paper towel. Use this as your little guide. And like I said, trim up on the edge of that so you don't have any of that hanging off. It needs to be like that, not like that. All right, so I'm going to give you these 2. So you got 2 of these containers. You can take that with you. That's what you can put your eggs in. Some people will put leaves in there. They'll take like a pepper leaf or a tomato leaf. I wouldn't put a tomato leaf in there, but you can put a pepper leaf in there as long as you are 120% sure there's not one piece of pesticide because you'll kill every damn one of them. You'll have to throw this away. No matter what you do, you will not get that pesticide out of it. That's cancer. That kills everything. Keep that shit out of here. You said you're growing plants. If your plants are pesticide free, even if you do decide to lay, once they emerge, they're going to be about that big, little itty bitties. You can lay, at that point, you would just leave them in here. You can leave this in here if you want, make you another one, just lay it there and still put your 1 or 2 drops so it's moist. You don't want them to dry out. You don't want it wet, but you don't want it to dry out because they're susceptible to dehydration really quick. You can put a leaf in there. If you do, just take your fingers really good and go over, you know, just rub the top and bottoms of it under regular tap water or whatever, and just rub all that off. I highly recommend never using leaves. Never. I'm going to say one more time. Never. The videos you watch will show you people who put leaves in here. And the reason why they do is because they're not using them for the purpose of eating them. What they're doing instead is they're going to release them into the wild or keep them as pets. What your purpose is to make feeders. So if they eat one piece of that leaf, it will absolutely 100% stay inside their body. They will not crap out the toxin, that capsaicin toxin that's inside those nightshade plants. You can no longer feed those caterpillars to your, or hornworms, whatever you want to call them. You can no longer feed those to your anything alive because it will make them sick. If they eat enough, they'll die. Nightshade plants are toxic to reptiles, and anything that eats it will also get sick. So when you see videos of people putting them in there and cleaning them off and showing you how to do it, that's fine. Ignore that. They are keeping these things as pets. You're making feeders. Okay, so that's real important. You only put the plants that are in a pot to live inside the habitat for your moths to fly around and lay their eggs, and you immediately scrape them off. If you have caterpillar babies and they hatch out inside the moth habitat, kill them, get rid of them, throw them away, or put them in a separate container, grow them out, and then turn them into moths. But you cannot feed them to your reptiles. So immediately scrape them off the leaves, put them in here. They should never see or touch a leaf again. But you do want to, rub really good on each one of your leaves like this under the water. Get all that stuff off of there. For your planted potted plant, you keep in the moth enclosure. We don't care if the moths get on the leaves, which they will. That's where they're going to breed. That's where they're going to lay their eggs. That's great. That's fine. You will never, ever feed a moth to anything. It's not a feeder. If it gets sick or not doing good or flippy floppy, or if it gets in a fight or it breaks its wing, you got to kill it. You will not feed that to your reptiles because it will make them sick. They will constantly be touching the leaves with their fingers. With their feet, and it will absorb into their body. Okay, never feed a hawk moth to your reptiles. It will make them sick or worse. So scrape off the eggs from the leaves immediately. If there's any caterpillars in the butterfly habitat, kill them or keep them away and just grow them out into moths, and I can help you do that. Okay, don't put a leaf in here ever. Once the eggs go in, you're all set. Just leave this in here, okay, and you're all set. So I'm going to try to get these videos on the internet and send you links, but this is a video you need to save in your favorites. Make a photo or something for hornworms, or I don't know what. And so use this so you know how to raise the eggs. What you're going to put in there instead, let me go back. Jesus Christ. You're going to make your rapashi, and you're going to make little nickel size or quarter size pieces, and get this out of there. You could put in a piece of not plastic, but a piece of like wax paper, or wax paper you would cook with or bake with, or what's that other paper? Parchment paper, because that does not absorb water. Once they all hatch, you don't use these anymore because it will dehydrate your Repashy hornworm mix. So take this out and replace it with either a piece of wax paper, aluminum foil, or parchment paper in this same size and shape, and put that in there and put your Repashy on that, because you might need to put a couple drops, pipette drops of water on it. They will devour it, and then your poops slide off to there. When they get big enough, you're going to transfer them to that shoebox container I showed you that I'm sending with you. So please save this video.